YouTube, how you doing? Friendly neighbourhood Remini here, back with another video. And I'm just going to jump straight into it. This video is all about face textures, but without the use of a PC, or Photoshop, or GIMP, or Affinity, or anything PC related. I think I might have drilled that point home. All you need is a mobile device and a couple of apps. And to be honest, they will be near perfect every time. Especially lining up your eyes and your nose and your face, as you see on streams that I've done before. I have a template where you need to painstakingly sometimes match the picture up to the lines, or else it doesn't import in game. So I found a way, as asked by the community, of getting near perfect face textures of high quality as well, not just not low quality. They're going to be high quality. And all you need is two apps, and that's Remini and FaceApp. I will link descriptions, and I will link to them in the descriptions below, on both Android and iOS. Does anyone use Windows Mobile anymore? Anyway, so we're going to get into it in a second, but it's a simple method. You can do it in under less than a few minutes. If you want to add some bits afterwards, you can do, but you don't need to. It should take you less than 2 minutes to have a texture done perfectly and ready to import into the game. You're going to see some footage into the phone in a second, but if you're new here, give me a subscribe. I regular stream on Twitch every Saturday, and I stream on YouTube every Friday. YouTube is dedicated to anything WWE2K and wrestling related, either being tutorials on making face textures, body textures, logos, and as I grow as a content creator, I help my community out as well. If you want to join the community, pop onto a stream and I'll invite you to Discord. The next stream, the stream every other Friday will be the core review, where I review your wrestlers out of 10, and I also educate and tutorial wise on how to make things better where be. We do have a bit of a laugh. It's growing every week. It is quite popular, and that will be another link into the description and how you can enter. All my socials, things like that. I'm very active on Twitter. I try and do TikTok, but I think I'm a bit of a boomer for that. But all the links to anything you want to follow me and keep up to date are in the links below. But without further ado, we're going to get into it on the mobile phone now, and then we'll jump into game to see how the face texture pans out there. So I've run it through Remini, and you can see that's what it looks like before. That's what it looks like after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that, and now that's saved. And now I'm going to go into the Face app, and I'm going to choose the default image. Now if you haven't got this default image, you can follow me on Twitter, DM me, and I will send it you. All you need to do is open that. Now the perfect thing about using the default image, unlike on PC, you have to have a guide. So you may have seen on my TikTok recently, or on PC when I'm doing streams, I've got like a guide over the eyes, eyebrows, the mouth, and the nostrils. Because the software in FaceApp already knows and identifies the face, as soon as I process this Kip Sabian picture, it puts everything where it should be. So that in itself is pretty good. I think it's going to look a bit dark around the eyes. Now I probably would maybe enhance that a little on my PC, but this is basically for people with no PC whatsoever. So what I'm going to do, I'm on Android. You should have the same sort of options across all Android devices. But there is some sort of built-in software and editing things. Go away. So I'm going to try and enhance this picture. There's already in the AI I can enhance it like that. That doesn't really make it any good. You don't want to crop it or anything like that, because the dimensions will be out when you put it in game. See what warm does. Don't like that. Don't like cool. Let's have a look at some adjustments. Brightness. I could maybe make it brighter, but bring the contrast up. And just play about with it. I'm going to play about with the highlight. I mean, the highlights, there's not too much difference. Shadows, I want to get rid of the shadows because of the patches behind around his eyes. And I'll go back to the highlights and maybe the contrast now. Make it a bit darker. See, I maybe done that a bit too much, but you can see there is possibilities there. If you just play about with it with the inner hap stuff that you have, you can the saturation and the warmth and everything. Skin tones, if you wanted to have him a bit more tanned, you can do. Pop feature, that's a bit better. And that's done. I am just going to go back into the FaceApp because I do want to see something. There's an eraser tool here. And if you just round the edge, because the hair is going to show up in game, although it's not too important, you can get rid of the hairline if you want to do. That's just another thing you can do. And as I continue to find out different things on this, I will do so and feed it back. So everything's applied. I'm going to save that. I'm not going to do the hair, but I'm just showing you that bit. But we're going to go back onto the PC, into the gameplay, get this uploaded to Community Creations, and see what happens. Okay, so we're back in game. As you can see, I'm about to put the face texture into place. We did use Kip Sabian. It was ended up being a request on Twitter at the same time. But like I said, what I wanted to really point out, as I said, I knew the eyes was probably going to be a little dark and the hair is going to be there, but sometimes you need the hair if you're building a really good wrestler anyway. But what I wanted to point out the most is how the texture practically just fits, everything lines up correctly because you're using the default texture on the FaceApp and it puts everything where it's supposed to be. So it's slightly easier. I'm going to carry on probably using this method than editing some stuff on the PC. So I will release another video how I would get an existing face texture from my phone, edit a little with some tips and tools to make it a little bit better, and then how you go into, you know, a more rounded. Because I knew if you look at the eyes, it's always going to be a little bit dark, because the reference he had dark under his eyes, it's just the thing it's going to be. There's not much I could do about that. However, I don't think overall, particularly when you think about it, the reference that we used, Kip was actually had his head tilted. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to line this up all correctly. I'm not going to do much in the way of morphing, as you can have a bit of the Widow's thing there. Not Widow's Peak, I don't know what they call it. I'm going to do a bit of morphing. And this is just a core that I have to test everything anyway. Even the skin colour pickup, look, you're going to have no bleeding of the skin tones into the rest of the body. Yeah. So it's going to get a few people out of a bind. There's stuff you can do with your phone and the apps that you can get. I might experiment with a bit more going forward. And I don't feel, especially as a creator that is known for its custom work rather than real life wrestlers, this would work perfectly for me to make into a new Pure Wrestling Alliance. As you can see, that's what the belt is from. Superstar. I've already added a body texture, and I've used the hair there. So yeah, it is what it is. It's better than most without using a face texture. It's not as good as what you can do with a PC, you just haven't got that level of control. However, as we go just to the normal chatting page now, However, what do you want? You can actually literally that texture's not been touched up by me, and you can do that in less than 2 minutes. So I hope this is useful for you. If it is, why don't you tweet me and commenting down below, or get in touch with me on social media what you're thinking. You can even troll me if you can want, because I like abuse. Maybe that's my thing, I don't know. Find it funny. I'm only joking. Why don't you pop along to a stream, ask me a few questions if you need any help. I'll be happy to help where I can. I'm happy to try and... My other stream, which isn't a core review, is just going to be dedicated to creating my own universe. At the same time, I've got a couple of hours to fill. I will create textures and things like that for people while I'm on the stream. I do only invite people to my Discord that are on my stream or regularly interact with me on Twitter. So if you do want to have access to textures and stuff that I share that I do not share anywhere else, be in the streams and active on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at @MewMewWith1. I do release textures every Thursday, and I'm always doing snippets on TikTok as well. I hope to see you in a stream on either YouTube or Twitch every Saturday. Hit me up when you can. I am the friendly neighbourhood Mewmin. I hope you enjoyed this video. Pick a number between 1 and 5. Ah, what the hell? I pressed the wrong button. Right, I need to timestamp that.